Can donuts you make in the air fryer really taste as good as Krispy Kreme donuts? By the end of this video, you'll know the answer from my very trusty and eager taste tester crew. Plus, you'll know how to make some delicious donuts right in your air fryer. Welcome, my name is Kathy, and I teach people how to use their air fryer. You ready? Let's go. Here's what you're gonna need. First, a stand mixer. Now, if you don't have one, that's okay. You can do this by hand, but it does make life a little easier. Then you'll want an instant read thermometer, and of course, your air fryer. I'm using my 5.8 quart air fryer, which if you've been around here at all, you know it's my favorite. And I've got links to everything you need, plus the full recipe down in the description box below. By the way, if you need some more air fryer recipes, you can get my air fryer book at yummyairfryerrecipes.com. Now, this is a yeast bread recipe, so you will need some yeast. I personally like to use instant yeast because you don't have to dissolve it before you add it to the other ingredients. Plus, it helps the dough rise faster. However, my yeast is a little older, so I'm gonna test it and make sure it's still good. So I'm gonna start with a cup of milk, and I need to warm it so it's about 110 degrees Fahrenheit or 43 degrees Celsius. So on my microwave, I can usually do that for about a minute and it'll be perfect. All right, that is done. And this is where that instant read thermometer comes in nice and handy. Just wanna make sure that temperature is not too hot. It's a little hot, so I'll just let that rest for a minute. So I'll just start pulling out all of my ingredients. And the fun thing about this is that you likely have all of these ingredients already in your pantry. By the way, I really enjoy measuring out my flour. So it's 384 grams or 3 cups of flour. And let's check the temperature now. Here we go. That's much better, close enough. So add 2.5 teaspoons of yeast to your warm milk. Now this is what you would do if you have like the active dry yeast. I have the instant yeast, so you don't usually have to do this. I'm just gonna make sure this yeast is still good. And to help activate it, you can throw a teaspoon of sugar right over the top. And hopefully it's gonna be okay. We'll see how it does. We'll wait for a minute. While you're waiting on that, be sure to melt your 4 tablespoons of butter just so it can cool a little bit before you add it to everything. And check it out, it's getting foamy. That is good news. So I'm gonna go ahead and add my yeast and milk mixture right inside the bowl, and then I've got a 1/4 cup of sugar and 1 beaten egg. Now I'm just gonna start mixing and pour in my melted butter that is slightly cooled. And now that that is mixed well, I'm gonna add about 2 cups of this flour here. You don't have to be precise at this point, just kind of eyeball it. Go ahead and mix this on low speed, just to get it all combined a little bit. Now, when this happens, you'll wanna just use your little spatula to scrape up those sides there. I'm just gonna give it a little bit more time to blend. Now I'm gonna add in the rest of the flour. Goodness, sometimes I think I would rather have a Bosch mixer to make that a little bit easier. Now I'm gonna let it finish up. And when it gets to the point where it's all combined, you're gonna let this knead for about 5 minutes. And if you're doing it by hand, it's gonna take anywhere from 8 to 10 minutes. You're gonna get so strong. Oh crap, guess what? I forgot the salt. Is this gonna ruin it? We're gonna see. I'm gonna try it. Darn it. That was just a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, by the way. Okay, let's talk for a second just about dough and flour. You want your dough to be like tacky, but not too crazy sticky, but not too dry. You do need a little bit of a bounce. It's pulling away from the sides. You could add more flour if it was too sticky, like up to 1/4 cup more if needed. But we'll just let that finish up. All right, it's been a good 5 minutes. Hopefully all of my salt got incorporated. This dough is looking absolutely gorgeous. Go ahead and get it out of the bowl and just kind of roll it out a smidge. Oh man, it's so soft and luscious. Then you can either just lightly grease your mixing bowl, or this time, for some reason, I got a separate bowl dirty, and we'll just pop it in there and we're gonna let that rise. If you're using that instant yeast, it usually is done in about 30 minutes. Otherwise, it's usually about an hour and a half, maybe an hour. So we'll let that rise. You know what? Every time I make these, I'm like, why don't I make these more often? I forget how easy they are to put together. I mean, it's just not as hard as like what I think it's gonna be. Why do I forget this? All right, let's take a peek. It looks beautiful. Okay, I like to use a silicone mat, so I will just lightly flour that. And yes, this is very likely from a teenager, this cut here. And that's okay, we just deal with it. Oh, this is so soft and fluffy. Luscious. I'm gonna just press it out a little bit. Flour up my rolling pin. Just gently roll it out. So it's about between 1/4 and a 1/2 inch thick. A 1/2 inch is about like a finger width deep. So you don't have to pull out the ruler, just kind of eyeball it. Now you don't have to use cookie cutters, but I do love this set here because the outside like has it all color coded with sizes and everything. You're gonna want something right around 3 inches wide for the exterior, and for the little baby hole about 1 inch or so. Think that'll look good? That should look good, right? Or maybe we'll go that way. That looks like a fatter donut. Just get creative and use what you have. No matter what you use, they will taste so yummy. Oh goodness, get as many as you can out of that first roll because those are definitely gonna be the most beautiful donuts ever. Bummer. Then poke your cute little holes. Let's see how this looks. Oh my goodness. There is just something so fun about making cute food. So now that I have this first batch done, I'm gonna peel off the dough, and now I'm gonna just leave all of these cute little buddies right here to rise because I got another silicone mat. So just a little pro tip there to make life a little easier. Now with the extra scraps, just kind of mesh it all up together again and do another roll. And you usually get about a dozen donuts out of this batch here. And then of course you have the cute donut holes. And these I will just carefully transfer over to this mat. Now with the rest of this, I'm gonna get my slightly larger cutter and just make more donut holes. Here we go. In the end, I have 21 cute donut holes and a dozen donuts. Hey, let's face it, if you were buying that at Krispy Kreme, what? That would put you out like at least $15. So air fryer donuts are already ahead of the game. So we'll just give these about 30 more minutes to rest and rise a little bit bigger. While that's rising, put some parchment paper down and you'll want a wire rack for these babies to cool. You could also get started on your glaze. You'll want 6 tablespoons of melted butter. Then you're just gonna whisk in 2 cups of powdered sugar or 224 grams. And don't worry, it's super thick, but that's okay. Add in 2 teaspoons of vanilla, and then anywhere from 2 to 4 tablespoons of hot water. I'll start with just a tablespoon right now. You just wanna whisk it up till it's nice and smooth. You also want it just slightly runny. You can see this is still pretty thick. We want it a little thinner so it coats those donuts nicely. Look how beautiful it's looking. And now I've gotten that perfect consistency. You can see it's not too thick, not too thin. And today I did about 2.5 tablespoons of water. Now, since I want these to brown nice and evenly, I am gonna preheat my air fryer to 350. Air fryer is nice and hot. I'm just gonna lightly spray and then just carefully lift your cute little donuts and place them right in your pan. We're gonna save those donut holes for the end. Then just give that a quick little mist, pop it in the air fryer, and we're gonna go 350 just for 4 minutes. Okay, let's take a peek. Oh boy, oh gorgeous. How'd the other side do? Cooked perfect, there was no need to flip. Just carefully lift them out. Ooh, those are hot. I think we've got plenty of oil in there. I don't need to add more. And this time, I'm gonna just go down to 3 minutes. Batch number 2, glorious. Just remembered a tip from Dale about using chopsticks. I know I cooked these 3 minutes. I think I forgot to spray oil on. So let's see if it makes a big difference. Maybe you don't need oil on the top. Boom, 3 minutes. Now once these are warm, but like not, these are still hot, but these are kind of warm now. I'm gonna pull out my icing now. You can see it's been sitting, so it got a little crunchy and a little bit thicker. So I'll just whisk it back up. And now I'm gonna take this warm little donut and just pop it in there, both sides. I might make that a little bit thicker. Oh, but look how good. I think I want my glaze just a titch thinner. So I'm gonna just add a splash more of hot water and mix it in there. Oh, the next batch is done. Okay, how does it look? Did the oil make a difference? Oil, no oil, chopstick poke, oops. I'm gonna do the larger donut holes. We'll go for 3 minutes. Now I've got the icing. And here's a hot donut. I'm gonna show you what happens with the hot ones. It just kind of melts the icing off quite quickly when they're too hot. There's the donut holes. And the baby ones are going in. And for the donut holes, it just seems to be easier to just throw them in the bowl of the glaze. But I don't think the chopstick's the way to go. Here we go. I'm just gonna stir them right up into the glaze. Easy peasy. And I have enough for the other batch of donut holes. And the last batch. I'm just gonna let these cool right here in the basket because my rack is a little full. Now they've cooled for a minute. I'm gonna drop them right in there. Stir, stir, stir. The kids are gonna be home in about an hour, and these will be perfect and ready for taste testing. Except I might just taste one right now. Oh, so good. Or two. This is gonna be a fun taste test. Oh my word. Actually, maybe three. Okay, I have anxious taste testers. They're ready. You guys are gonna close your eyes. I'm gonna give you each a bite. No peeking.
Oh, I didn't know.
No peeking. Ready? Bite. Open bite.
Where is the donut?
Open bite. Okay, just take a bite. Close your eyes, take a bite. Ah. Here it comes. You're ready. Big boy, there's your bite. Okay, eat that. Do not look. Do not look. Do you like it? Rate it.
Well, I know what it is.
5.
Yeah,
You say it's a 5. Keep your eyes closed. What do you rate it? You give it a 4. Seth, you give it a 3. Okay, close your eyes. Keep them closed.
Actually 4.
You're giving a 4. Okay, 4, 5, 4. Next bite. Open.
Oh.
Open. Open.
That one is Krispy Kreme.
The second one you think is Krispy Kreme?
I know it is
Obvious.
because it's
You
lighter.
just know it.
It's lighter.
It's lighter. What do you give that one?
5.
5.
5. What do you give that one, Mel?
4.
4.
I don't want to be rude.
So that's okay. You can be rude. It's about being honest. We're letting our viewers know, are the $13, $14 donuts better or the air fryer donuts better? You can open your eyes now.
Krispy Kreme.
What do you say?
Both.
They both won. Okay.
Yeah, but
You vote for them both?
Krispy Kreme was the second, I think.
You think, yes, Krispy Kreme was the second. There's your... Hey, let me know how these turn out for you and what do your air fryer fans have to say about your homemade air fryer donuts. Check out my air fryer challenge at airfryerchallenge.com, and I have more dessert videos for you right here. Thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next video.
do not forget to turn on notifications.
Nice.